From the frame of this hot plate to the frame of that microwave, we have 123 volts. From the frame of this hot plate to the frame of that hot plate, we have 238 volts. All because I wired this the same way some guy on Facebook told me to do it. This is the creator. He might make amazing content. I'm unfamiliar with him. He could be a great guy. But when I saw it's 323,000 followers, I felt obligated to point out the hazard he had created. This is the panel he wired. For some reason, I don't understand why, he fed it with an old 3-wire dryer cord that has 2 hots and a neutral. There's no ground in this cord. He bonded the neutral to the frame, which is going to be the key to the problem. But it would have been just as simple to run a 4-wire cord. If instead of the 3-wire cord, he runs this 4-wire cord with a separate neutral and ground, does not bond the neutral to the frame, but bonds the ground to the frame, the hazard is completely eliminated. And this cord costs about the same amount of money as the wrong cord. So I don't know why he used the wrong cord. So the problem will be intermittent. What causes the problem is if you have something plugged into one of the 120 volt receptacles and this neutral connection becomes compromised, everything metal becomes energized with 120 volts. Now in a normal stationary panel, you could argue that might be rare. He designed this to be a portable plug-and-play system. At the end of this gray cord is a plug that he's going to plug in and unplug over and over again. And every time you do that, you run the risk of the hot connecting before the neutral. And in that moment, when the hot connects before the neutral, everything metal becomes energized. So to create this 120 volts, I had the cord half plugged in. Now you might say you're never going to leave it half plugged in, and that's probably right, but I was trying to mimic the moment as you were plugging it in. This would occur. So to get the other meter to read 240 is a little bit more convoluted, but not impossible. We have a defective hot plate, and somebody broke the ground pin off that receptacle. So now when you plug in that hot plate, you get 240 from that frame to that frame. I'm sure somebody in the comment section is going to accuse me of that being not real voltage, some sort of weird ghost voltage, but if I run a jumper through the light bulb to the frame, it can run a load. It's actual voltage. So what's happening, the white wire coming off this load is energized because it's broken. Once you connect it to the neutral, it no longer is live. And by bonding the neutral to the frame, he made the frame an extension of the neutral. This is why 250.24b makes it a code violation to connect the neutral to non-current carrying equipment on the load side of the service disconnecting means. Some people use the slang, first means a disconnect, or after the main panel. But off in your house, neutrals and grounds must be kept separate. They're only connected at one spot in the service. All right, thank you very much.